This is my third attempt to do this video this week because your boy, the Reverend Rock and Roll and founder, pastor, spiritual advisor, Church of Elvis, and even more Latter-day Saints, has been suffering from late season allergies in the deep south. I have to go to this place once, sometimes twice a week, where I'm rapid tested in order to move forward. And they hear me and they always think, okay, this guy's going to test positive. And it's just allergies. I'm vaxxed and everything. It's just brutal allergies. I've lost my voice twice. So I'm going to do a hyper abbreviated version. The most important part, though, is a shout out that's overdue because I've had to delete the video. To Bip Bop Boom, BIP. I'm going to put him in the description or the title. He did a stream about 2 weeks ago. I had my head buried in books all week, and it was just what I needed. It was on a Friday. And this guy's knowledge about rock and roll is off the charts as it is. But his knowledge about rockabilly and early rock and roll is inspiring, man. It's a masterclass. And a few people he had on the screen, in the cable news boxes. I don't know their names, but their knowledge was amazing too. But Bip Bop Boom, if you watch his streams and watch his videos, you will love rock and roll more. I didn't think it was possible to love rock and roll more. I did after that stream, and I can't think of a higher compliment than that. So please follow him. He's fantastic. He's a good dude. He's welcoming. He's friendly. He's funny. Great channel. Make sure you're subscribing to that. And also, I want to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel and sharing my videos. Because look, I know at what great personal cost it is to be a member of my congregation. And some of you are getting pretty darn savvy about the mass surveillance that will happen once you're a member. I got an impressive email the other day. This guy was like, hey, Rev, what's it mean when your UPS driver and your Amazon driver are both different than normal, but in the same week? And I said, well, what do you think it means? He's like, I don't know. But I was like, first of all, your observation skills are getting really good. But obviously, this is Homeland Security, looking around, seeing what records you're ordering, looking for your patterns. It happens all the time, man. You'll start becoming oblivious to it. So thank you for being a member, because I know it comes at great personal cost to you and your family. Now, the abbreviated topic, which is like something I've been wanting to talk about for over 2 weeks, I think, at this point. Maybe a little longer. I'm a member of a record club, a private record club. It's pretty elite in Atlanta. And in this club, there's about 12 people, and we trade records. We don't sell records. We only trade with each other, because you can't own everything, man. And you can always get something back, okay? But we got a new guy, and what he was telling me about his collection in his introduction, he's a good person, like him, that generally his collection is, according to all music standards, 4 stars or above. And I did a bit of a snarky comment on Instagram about that, because he finds it easier to trade, to sell, to rotate his collection that way. And I totally get that. But I got into the conversation about one of my favorite things in music is when an artist puts himself in a process and trusts the process. An artist, and this is done in medicine too, where you put yourself in a narrow band, a narrow algorithm, and you repeat it over and over and over. And within those rules of repetition, you start to notice subtle changes. And within those subtle changes, there might be something interesting. There might be something pursuing worth your time, like a zebra in medicine. And I like to have those things. I'm not a completist by any means, but there's certain artists are clearly people that put themselves in a band. They trust the process, and maybe that record isn't a brilliant record or even good. But I love having that time stamp where they were growing. Now, a record I think that does that is Fripp and Eno, No Pussyfooting. Putting. Now, a side note. I've had contractors over. This is an original press, UK. You don't need to own ambient records on vinyl, okay? I just have this because I'm cool, all right? We had a contractor over, and we were going to build this exact same room here at the Church of Elvis and even more Latter-day Saints to exact specifications, okay? And we hope Eno and Fripp come visit. Some people are talking about even dressing like them. The size of the bell bottoms on Fripp, they're like mission bells, dude. I heard a person, overheard them talking to another person. They're even going to cut their hair like Eno. That's controversial. So anyways, look out for that because we will have this room. This record recorded in 73. 2 songs, 2 pieces, for lack of a better word, recorded at different studios, different ways. But what I love about it is clearly Eno, he's out of Roxy Music. He's working on his other first Warm Jets, I think, at the same time. And he's using tape decks, a process he learned from other artists, and brings in Fripp from King Crimson. Fascinating thing is this came out at reduced price. People thought it was weird. King Crimson's bandmates thought this shit was weird. And I just think Fripp is amazing for doing something like this and working with Eno, because you can make the case that this isn't very good. Now, the Heavenly Music Corporation does sound like kind of some secular government version of Infinity, and I think the Mirrors are keen for doing that and showing that imagery. Swastika Girls isn't very good, but Fripp and Eno, particularly on the first one, a lot of people, I've read past reviews where they're talking about the synthesizers and so forth on the first track. There aren't synthesizers in the first track. It's just Eno's tape machine and Fripp. That's it. The second track, there are synthesizers, or one synthesizer, and the loops and so forth. But this is an excellent timestamp on both of these artists of where they're going and where they're going to build, and Fripp's association and what he can and can't bring to Eno. You can make the case Evening Star's better, and probably is. But I love having records like this where you can see the growing of what they were doing, the process that they were trusting. And later on, when he's producing other great artists like Talking Heads or doing ambient or doing other work with Fripp, you can tell where the building blocks started. So although No Pussyfooting is by any means a great record, I think it's a great time span, a change. And Eno's trying to market himself after Roxy Music as not an investable commodity per se, but someone who's going to be a solo artist, and he's going to be someone to pay attention to. And he definitely did with this record. Even with its strange vibes from critics when it came out, it's tested the test of time. But more importantly, as an artistic statement, it's a great time stamp. So my voice is going, and I just want to say that even if records aren't perfect, even if records aren't masterpieces, like this one, not everything comes out fully formed and perfect, okay? Miss y'all. Hope you're doing well.